Story 13. First of all, just for some background, my mom died right when I was born. She was actually really, really hot. But this isn't about her. I guess that's screwed up to say. Whatever. I actually grew up with my dad's family. Because my dad had all sorts of emotional issues, and he bailed before I was born. So, as you can see, my childhood was pretty screwed up. Anyway, growing up, I feel like there was a lot of distance between me and my sister, and when I was about 17 or 18, I first noticed that my sister was a hottie. I don't want to go into too many details about it, but basically what happened is that I accidentally found a video that she made of herself. I knew she didn't make it for me, but I thought she was so frickin' beautiful that I watched it twice. I probably would have watched it a hell of a lot more, except that, like right around that time I found the video, all this crazy crap went down, and I had to leave home. My dad's family, who I was staying with, got in bad trouble with the law. I never talk about it. So I was totally lusting after my sister at that point. She was also having bad trouble with the law. She was actually in custody when I left home. My friend and I went to go pick her up. When I saw her that day after seeing the video, I have to be honest, I just wanted to bang her brains out. Looking back on it now, it's pretty messed up, but I think she had feelings for me too. She actually kissed me right after we came to get her, and it wasn't a sisterly kiss, you know? I mean, it wasn't ridiculously intimate or anything, but it definitely wasn't sisterly. After we left, we all went to crash with my sister's friends. On the trip there, my friend sort of implied that he wanted to get with my sister, and I got a little jealous. He's a good-looking guy, and even though she was my sister, I felt like he was competition. Not much else happened between us for a while, except some maybe intimate hugging. Pretty much everyone in my life at that point was wanted by the government, so we moved around a lot. I'm not saying that I'm proud of it or anything, but it was kind of an awesome time. My friend and my sister never hooked up, I don't think. But I thought there was some serious frisky tension going on between them. It was around that time that I got hurt really bad in an accident. It was screwed up. I almost died. But when I was in recovery, my sister came to see me, and out of the clear blue sky, she starts to give me this awesome, slow, passionate kiss on the lips. Sadly, although I guess for the best, nothing ever came of it. We spent some time apart, and I started to get really religious, so I tried to not think of her that way. It was actually going well for a long time, like I was totally over her. But I have to say, like a year or so after all that stuff went down, we went out sailing. Not like a date or anything romantic like that, but she was wearing the hottest bikini I had ever seen, and it brought back all the old feelings. A little while later, she actually wound up with my friend from before, the tension guy. I can't say I was surprised, but even after she was shacking up with my friend, there was one time we were at a party. My friend was inside, and my sister and I were outside alone. It was a really intimate moment. I think something might have happened. Except that I killed the mood when I told her that Darth Vader was our father and that I had to go face him. Did I just get Star Wars'd? I'm not gonna lie to everyone here, my main exposure to Star Wars was through the Lego Star Wars games. But that sounds a lot like the plot of, did I read all that and it's Star Wars? If it is, I'm gonna be so mad. Story 14. My college roommate worked at a supermarket. He was banging the married manager of his department for a few months. He then started banging a girl in his class and then started dating. He broke it off with the manager. At some point, he and I went clubbing, and on the way home, he got pulled over for a DUI check. He was sober and gave the cop a hard time for being a jerk. Long story short, he went to dinner with his girlfriend to meet her parents. Her mom was the manager, her dad was the cop. I know they broke up soon after, 20 years later, and we still joke about it when we get together. Story 15. My mom and dad had gotten divorced after she had been cheating with the pastor from our church. Shortly after my dad remarried, we're talking less than 8 months. My new stepmother was also the mother of a close friend of mine. We had practically grown up together since my dad, and she had also been friends since middle school. My friend was 7 months older than me. The situation was already awkward since I had a crush on her daughter for some time. Turns out she was crushing on me too. We ended up secretly dating at 13 and ended up banging pretty frequently. Stepmother caught us in the act when we were 17. Surprisingly enough, she wasn't even upset. She just gave us the usual talk and made sure we were using rubbers. She also started her on birth control. She never told Dad. We stopped the relationship when we went to separate colleges, but still kept in touch. After about 5 years of growing up and being in separate states, we ended up visiting and restarted the relationship just a year ago. Yes, Dad is aware of the relationship now, though he acknowledged he assumed stuff was happening anyway, but didn't care since we weren't blood related. So now I'm engaged to my stepsister,